What is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning into another video, man. Shout out Notification Squad. Feel free to comment below and tell me what video you'd like to see next. So pretty much today, man, I'm not forgetting about the punk rap wave. I pretty much got a track right here, and I want to show you how I make use of the doubles to get a wider, more crunchy vocal sound. So if you're into that, you want to get your vocal sounding more 3D and dynamic, then this video is definitely for you, so stick around for that. So this is a vocal effect I did a while ago, I think around the beginning of the, or in the middle of the year sometime. But you know, I was listening to it the other day and I was like, it sounds pretty good, so we might as well bring it back for all the new subscribers that might have subscribed. So yeah, man, I'll firstly play what I have, and then I'll break down the doubles that I've used, as well as two cool effects that I make use of to make the main vocal wider. So with that being said, let's get it.
I don't wanna go, but you hug me like chemicals. I run, but I can't seem to get enough. I need time, I'm not ready. Spend my nights in the city, and I can't get you off my mind. Lost my heart, but now I'm fine, now I'm fine. Cruising, rolling in the city. I don't wanna go, I don't wanna go, I don't wanna go, I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go, but you hug me like chemicals. I run, but I can't seem to get enough.
Alright, so there you go. Sounds pretty good, all with stock plugins. So, you know, that means you can follow along if you're just using FL Studio as it is. So yeah, man. The first thing that I want to show you is obviously the double, okay? Because the double is what's adding on all of that cool sauce, okay? So I'm just going to solo the double on its own so you can kind of hear what's going on.
I don't wanna go, but you hug me like chemicals. I run, but I can't seem to get enough.
So as you can see right there, what I have is kind of like a duet going on. It's just a double, but it changes in melody compared to the main vocal. So that's where that's the first thing you're going to do to try and achieve that kind of differentiating sound. From there on out, what I can then do is start processing that sound. So besides autotune, obviously, you know, this is a very personal choice. You know, which autotune you want to use, it's really up to you. You can use Pitcher, you can use the new Antares, the EFX, all that stuff. It's really up to you. But I'm going to be showing you how to filter your vocals. So the first thing I always do with my doubles is I tend to compress them just a little bit. I copy pasted this compression setting from here, so as you can see it's the same settings, and then after, what I did was filter the vocals. So if you are part of the channel, you know that I love to filter my vocals. It always gives it that kind of hi-fi radio ready sound. Okay, so after that, man, what I do is I add a chorus onto there. This chorus preset sounds really good. What I'll actually do is in the description below, I will give you this double channel for free, so you can just drag and drop it into FL Studio. So you'll have the FL file, which you can then drag onto a empty mixer slot, and then you can actually record into that, similar to how I record into it. You know, I've got this mic input channel, and then you can record into it after you've recorded your main vocals and get that cool punk rap sound. Okay, so after the chorus, man, I decided to make it even wider, so I decided to offset the phase. You can definitely mess around with this plugin right here to really make things sound a bit more kind of offsetted, more, you know, phasey per se. And then afterwards, I think I did a bit of gain just to make sure it was louder. And yeah, that's pretty much what I did with the double. So what I'll do is I'll just leave the autotune on so you can hear.
I don't wanna go, but you hug me like chemicals. I am not ready. Spend my nights in the city.
So as you can hear, it's really bland, really stock standard, a bit bassy. But you know, once we add in our compressor, we get the volume. Okay, once we add in the EQ, we get that really punchy sound, right? And then once we add in our two time-based effects, you know, we start getting that offsetted sound. Okay, so that's really cool. And then, you know, we just use the limiter, and there you go. We've kind of got that mastered radio ready punk rap vocal sound. Okay, so that's what I've got going on the doubles. So for the main vocal, right, if you don't like recording your doubles with with your tracks, then you could definitely make use of an effects send. So please go check out my other video where I talk about mixing with reverb, because the theory will be exactly the same. Okay, all you want to do is you want to have your main mix channel, right, where your vocals are, and then you want to send those you want to send that vocal or vocals, if you've got more than one, to these effects channels. Okay, and that's what we'll be looking at now. On one end, we've got our reverb, right? This is just a standard kind of boxy sounding reverb. And then we've got our rockstar delay, which will run through, and then we've got our vocal distortion, which is really adding that depth to the mix. Okay, so if I just play the vocal without the double involved, right? So it is muted on the other side. I'll just leave that there so we can visually see.
I can't seem to get enough. I need time, I'm not ready. Spend my nights in the city, and I can't get you off my mind. Lost my heart, but now I'm fine. Now I'm fine. Cruising, rolling in the city. I don't wanna go.
You know what I mean? There you go. We get that really cool kind of background effect. Okay, so what else could I show you? So yeah, man. So with the main vocal, man, I send a little bit to this Rockstar delay because this Rockstar delay has this hardcore plugin on it, which really just boosts the level. So what I'll do is I will emphasize that effect right there. We'll copy this value so we don't lose it, and then I'll just boost it a little bit so you can hear how insane it sounds. All right, that if I boost it anymore, it'll get insane. So pretty much this is like a heavy metal guitar, you know, dun, 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 kind of guitar. That's why it's called Rockstar delay. And pretty much all I do is the first thing I slap on it is a quarter note delay. I'm pretty sure 4 steps is quarter note, I think. Or 8th note, I don't know, man, with this FL Studio timing stuff. But what I do after then is just I messed around with this hardcore plugin. I highly recommend everyone to go and just mess around with the hardcore stuff. For the most part, I remove most of what's on there because it's just a bit too much for vocals. Okay, I don't ever want my effects to overpower the vocals. Okay, so all I was left with was this distortion, right, which gives us that grit, and then I used this kind of reverb pedal to get some extra kind of space added to the vocal, okay, to the effects. And then I just used another filter, okay, and that gives it that nice tucked in hi-fi sound. So you can use something like that to have really nice background movement in your track. You know, as you can see, you know, it's just sitting in the background, but it's got that metallic sound to it, so it's really adding some weight to the track. And because we filtered it, it's got that fidelity, it's not overpowering, okay? And then on the other end, we've got the vocal distortion, which I'm setting a bit more to. So if I boost it a little bit,
I can't seem to get enough. I need time, I'm not ready. Spend my nights in the city, and I can't get you off my mind. Lost my heart, but now I'm fine.
So kind of around -18 is where it really fits. You don't want your effects to stick out. You just want them to really sit under the mix, under the vocal, and kind of complement it in this 3D kind of way, okay? So what I do with this vocal distortion is I obviously use the same, okay, this time around I'm using a much faster time. So that means it's really more excuse me, it's really more so like a slap delay, so it's a lot shorter of a time. And then I turn the dry amount down. I keep it on normal, not ping pong. I turn the feedback down, definitely cut off as well. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of some of the excuse me, it's still the morning right now, man. I cut off some of the highs so it gives it that more kind of lo-fi sound, okay? And then what I did was I slapped this Maximus on. Now, I don't really use Maximus too much, but when I do, it sounds good. All right, I quite like Maximus for certain tasks. I use it sometimes for mastering. But, you know, definitely it'll work in this instance. And then after that, what I did was a bit of distortion. I honestly can't remember what preset this is. But, you know, mess around and just try and find it, you know. But try any preset and just blend it around, and it should sound pretty good. After that, I used this distortion right here again. So I'm now delaying it, compressing it, and then distorting it, okay? You picking up on the pattern here. And then what I'm doing is I'm using another filter effect just to put it in the space, okay? So then what I did was, man, I applied another reverb, this time a really small sounding room, so it kind of gives it that really tucked in and tight sound. I don't really want to go too massive reverb sound for punk rap vocal mixing because I want everything to be shiny and dry. That's kind of the thing with punk rap. You want it to be spacey, shiny, and dry. That's really in my head when I think of like a really cool, for example, like a Fall Out Boy track or something like that. It's never euphoric. It's more so like in your face, but well spaced. Okay, so that's how you're gonna do that. So yeah, and then just a chorus just to really modulate it a little bit. But this time we're using obviously a mixture of that chorus so it doesn't sound too crazy. So yeah, man, hopefully that video made some sense to you, man. Definitely check out this template if you are interested in getting something. This is definitely my best bet for anyone using FL Studio without any third-party plugins. It's all stock besides the auto-tune, obviously. And you can use it for, you know, even if you're making a 21 Savage type record, this is a good start because it's fully stock and you can get going really easy. So yeah, man, hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Make sure to smash like as well as to subscribe. And yeah, man, I'll see you next time. Peace out.